World War III fears, Russia lashes out at NATO forces escalation as more troops at border. NATO has been gradually increasing their presence on Russia's borders after additional forces were spotted participating in exercises. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said, "The military and political situation at our western borders remains tense and shows a tendency to escalation." Mr. Shoigu reiterated at Russia's Defense Ministry Board meeting how it is NATO that is ratcheting up tensions in Eastern Europe. He stated, "The intensity and scale of the operational and combat training of the bloc member countries' military forces near our borders are growing. Only in the past 3 months, there have been over 30 drills in East European and Baltic states." Mr. Shoigu said the opposing actions of the bloc's countries have forced Russia to strengthen its defenses. Russia will improve their combat strength of the Western military district troops as well as modernizing the system of bases. According to the defense minister, Russia will receive more than 1,800 pieces of new and modernized hardware by the end of this year. Shoigu said, "We're implementing a set of measures to neutralize the emerging challenges and threats." Despite Russia's concerns, Zapad 2017, a joint strategic military exercise between Russia and Belarus, was held up by a number of Western countries as proof of a Russian threat. Paul Miller, Associate Director of National Security at the University of Texas, said, "The West expanded its sphere of influence at Russia's expense, and Russia is now retaliating." Putin is not driven by cold calculations of rational self-interest because no human is. "We are not Vulcans." The drills were countered by NATO's exercises in Sweden, which hosted roughly twice the number of troops that took part in the Russian drills, and became the biggest military event in the country in 23 years. But according to Mr. Miller, Putin has already succeeded in crumbling NATO's credibility. His last two targets, Georgia and Ukraine, were not NATO members, but in 2008 had been explicitly and publicly assured that they would be granted membership action plans. The ex-chief of Russian airborne troops and current head of the country's Parliamentary Committee for Defense, Vladimir Shaimanov, warned opponents as saber-rattling. He said, "That would bring nothing positive," noting that the NATO buildup is simply increasing the risks of an armed conflict and inflating of tensions at Russia's western borders.